Well, my next guests are also going to be a great resource, especially if you're a fan of doing some hiking. This pair that you're about to meet, they're a pair of outdoor adventurers with a big social media following. Tim Beissinger and Renee Miller have thru-hiked more than 10,000 miles, including the Pacific Crest Trail from Mexico all the way to Canada. They share their adventures on their YouTube channel, Thruhikers, and their new guidebook by the same name is out now, and it's packed with all kinds of advice from gear you'll need to how to set up a camp in any environment. I mean, it's the coolest thing ever, and we're so glad to have you both here. So let's start with the first question. What is a thru-hiker?
It's a long-distance hiker. So thru-hiking is really defined as hiking a long trail from start to finish.
Okay.
And long could be 100 miles, it could be 3,000 miles.
I mean, for me, it's going to be like 10.
It could be 10, yeah.
No, but this is really cool because we were talking about the Pacific Crest Trail. I have a friend who does it every year from Yosemite down.
Nice.
But you did the whole thing, right?
Yes.
How many miles is it?
2,650.
There's all 3,000 miles of it. How long did it take you?
4.5 months.
4.5 months.
Yeah, and that's out there every day, sleeping on the ground, cooking our food in little pot. It's so fun.
Look at you. Y'all have any of your sleeping pads right there. Do you actually construct a tent or you just sleep out under the stars?
Depends on the weather.
Okay.
We carry a tent, so, but a lot of times we cowboy camp, we call it, sleep under the stars.
I like it.
Especially in the desert, if it's not raining a bunch, it's really pleasant. You can just put out your ground sheet and sleeping bag and sleep right there and enjoy.
Cool. There's so many beautiful playas down when you get further down into the Pacific Trail, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
What's the longest trip you've ever taken? Is it the Pacific Crest Trail?
The Continental Divide Trail, actually. So that one is also Mexico to Canada.
Okay.
That took 4.5 months as well. 3,100 miles.
3,149. You forgot those 49.
To be exact.
Yep,
My gosh.
Yep.
Okay, so I gotta ask, how did you get into this? You're like, this is what we're gonna do for our living now. Like, how did this happen?
Well, I think Tim's mom gave me a book, Wild, by Cheryl Strayed, about thru-hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, and I just got it into my head that I needed to do it, and I finally convinced him that we should not wait until retirement to do it.
I'm glad. And so now you have this social media following, and people just love seeing what you're doing and where you're going. Do you have a favorite area to backpack in the country?
Everywhere, maybe the Sierra Nevada mountains in California.
I like that too.
Maybe the desert. Like I said, you don't have rain in the desert, and the desert's really easy to backpack in. As long as you know where your water sources are, you can just go, and not that many bugs, no rain.
You're preaching to the choir here. I could not say enough about the desert and camping. It's amazing, but it is interesting. Like you're not doing that in the summer, I'm assuming.
Often, yeah. Early
spring.
summer is when we're
Spring,
usually
fall,
done.
All right. And then water sources. You just mentioned that. Like you have to go find them. You're not obviously carrying a gallon of water with you at all times, right?
Yeah,
No.
we definitely carry maps and figure out where all the water is and make sure we carry enough between the water sources.
That's amazing. All right. So thru-hiking requires a lot of planning if you're going to be a thru-hiker. This is why your book is so helpful. And tell us some of the things that you've kind of really wanted to highlight in this.
So it's got 3 sections. The first is how to plan for a trip. The second is how to go about doing a trip. And the third is food for the trail, so a bunch of recipes and planning strategies. Our real goal was to try to make trips more enjoyable for people. All those miles we've done, we've learned so much about how to have a fun time outside. And yeah, we try to capture that in the book and ideally help others do the same.
This is so cool. I'm looking. I actually opened to the Pacific Crest Trail. 2 straight weeks of rain on the Pacific Crest Trail. How long did it take you to dry out?
2 straight weeks. There was no drying
out.
Yeah, Washington rains. So those 2 straight weeks we're here in Washington doing that part, and we really wanted some sunshine.
Yeah, it was that was a hard 2 weeks. We had no rain the entire Pacific Crest Trail, so at the Oregon-Washington border, we mailed home our rain pants because we thought, we've been lucky so far, but that was a mistake.
That's always a mistake. As soon as I take my rain pants out of my gear bag, it starts pouring and I have an emergency.
That's one of the best tricks to stop the rain. If you think, oh, it's starting to drizzle, will it turn into a downpour and should I put on my raincoat or will it stop? The trick is put on your raincoat because then the rain stops. Every time.
Right, exactly. That's good advice. Is that in the book?
I don't
Or is
think
that just
so, but that
secret
should
advice?
be. Yeah, that's a secret.
You all really do have everything in here. Elevation sickness. Which one of you got elevation sickness in King Canyon? I'm not calling you out, but I'm calling you. No.
I always get elevation sickness.
Oh,
so.
I do too.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen until recently. And so you have kind of advice on what to do about it if you get it, right?
Yep.
Which is life-saving. And then, I mean, honestly, I could not be more proud of the fact that the leave no trace principles, you have how to dispose of waste and how to dispose of human waste. These are things that I don't think people really think about, that it comes into the planning of all this. And then the cooking, and then the things, and then snacks, all the things in here. What are some of your favorite tips, though?
I think one of them is just to carry a light backpack. Don't carry too much stuff. So you have to have this backpack on you all day long, and the lighter it is, the more enjoyable your walking will be.
Yeah. Well, I learned something from you, actually, Renee, that there are sleeping bags designed specifically for short people and to keep us warm.
Yes.
I think that is so cool. I was recently at REI and I bought a sleeping bag for my daughter and I had to lay in them. They're like, lay in them. But that's important, right? Get the sleeping bag that fits.
Yeah, yep. I mean, Tim and I used to use the same sleeping bag, and I was always cold and Tim was always fine.
Yeah.
And then I did a lot of research and found they make, women's specific design for short people. They make extra large bags for larger. It's really important to stay warm.
Yeah, it's important. Stay warm, especially when there's changes in weather, right? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean,
always prepared.
Yep, always prepared, and know how to use your sleeping bag well. If to be cold when you're sleeping. If you're cold when you're sleeping overnight, you have to cinch the sleeping bag down around your head so air can't get in. There's a lot of tips and tricks for staying warm.
Do you know what I learned in the Girl Scouts about camping? I didn't realize that if you don't completely change your clothes before going to bed, you will freeze your butt off. I changed my shirt, but not my pants, and incidentally froze my butt off. Like, why don't we talk about that more? That's the thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, we do that every night. Yes.
Yeah, we carry on these long trips. We carry no change of clothes. We wear the same outfit every day, and that's a weight consideration.
Yeah.
But we do carry pajamas, and that's so we can take off those day clothes, which even if it's just some dampness from sweat, they still cool you down.
Yeah. We had no rain. We had nothing. It was a light sweat. And I was freezing. All right, let's talk about dealing with the loneliness. You have each other, but does it get lonely or does it get frustrating?
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trail can have a pretty big community. So depending on where you're hiking, a lot of places you're not going to be the only person out enjoying nature, and meeting those people can be really fulfilling. Some lifelong friends we've made on long trails, people who live all over the world that we chatted with and learned we had a lot in common, and there's people from all walks of life out there, and so really just looking for a community is a great way to deal with loneliness.
That is so, I can imagine. Do you guys give each other monikers when you're on the trail? Like
Trail
nicknames?
names.
Trail names,
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, what's your trail name?
Well,
Does it depend on the trail?
For us, it depends on the trail.
And that's okay.
So I guess on the CDT, we got the names Tick and Talk.
That was our TikTok was blowing up during that trip, so the other hikers said you guys have to be named Tick and Talk.
I think that's amazing. Well, I am excited to read through this more. Where can people find you and follow you on your next adventure?
Thruhikers on Instagram, YouTube,
One word,
TikTok.
Thruhikers.
Thruhikers.
Spelled with a U.
With a U. Okay, so there you have it. Go find him. I'm going to find you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And thank you, my friends, for spending time with us today. You can check out our website for more of our content. You can always send us an email and share your thoughts. But most important, don't forget to enjoy your new day. We'll see you next time.